that's violence to me. That's real violence. What we're talking about is fake violence. All this what we're rapping, it happens in the streets, but us rapping about it is not the violence. And the movie about it is not the violence. You know what I'm saying? It's an adventure world that we're creating. We're trying to get out, we're doing it using our brain to get out of debt, any way we can. So we tell these stories, you know what I'm saying? And they tend to be violent. Because our world tends to be filled with violence. I would rather tell a young black man to educate his mind, arm yourself, and be free and defend yourself than, just sit there and turn to the cheek. So whatever message that sends out, that's the kind of message it is.
white public against Negroes. The police are able to use it to paint the Negro community as a criminal element. The police are able to use the press to make the white criminal element. And once the white public is convinced that most of the Negro community is a criminal element, then this automatically paves the way for the police approving to the Negro community exercising Gestapo tactics, stopping any black man who is on the sidewalk, whether he is guilty or whether he is innocent, whether he is well dressed.
Of the racial tension in South Africa, the African location where natives are forced to live. Burger, you believe in apartheid as a way of life?
Yes, I do.
Why?
In South Africa.
Why do you believe in apartheid as a way of life?
Yes, I do.
Why?
In South Africa.
Why is that?
Because the race which is just a state of development is by far the majority. Yeah.
Solar rocket booster cameras being activated. Sound suppression water system is being armed. Seconds handing off to Atlantis' computers at T-minus 31. T-minus 35. 33.
Hold at T-minus 31 seconds due to a failure.
And we have had a failure. Solar rocket booster nozzle steering check and work. Firing chain is armed. Go for main engine start. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. All three engines up and burning. 2, 1, 0. And liftoff. The final liftoff of Atlantis. Shoulders of the space shuttle. America will continue the dream. 0. And liftoff. The final liftoff of Atlantis. Shoulders of the space shuttle. America will continue the dream. Sound suppression water system is being armed. It's handing off to Atlantis' computers at T-minus 31. T-minus 35. 33.
Hold at T-minus 31 seconds due to a failure.
And we have had a failure. Solar rocket booster nozzle steering check and work. Firing chain is armed. Go for main engine start. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. It's up and burning. 2, 1, 0. And liftoff. America will continue the dream. The final liftoff of Atlantis. Shoulders of the space shuttle. America will continue the dream.
Unexpected error. Copy that. Flight crew, close and lock your visor.
We used to look up in the sky and wonder at our place in the stars. Now we just look down and worry about our place in the dirt.
Sound suppression water system is being armed. It's handing off to Atlantis' computers at T-minus 31. T-minus 35. 33.
Hold at T-minus 31 seconds due to a failure.
And we have had a failure. Solar rocket booster nozzle steering check and work. Firing chain is armed. Go for main engine start. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. It's up and burning. 2, 1, 0. And liftoff. America will continue the dream. The final liftoff of Atlantis. Shoulders of the space shuttle. America will continue the dream. Solar rocket booster cameras being activated. Scouts and forces being armed and scanning off to Atlantis computers. T-minus 30. Firing chain is on. Go for main engine start. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, burning. 2, 1, 0, and liftoff. Final liftoff of Atlantis. Shoulders of the space shuttle. America will continue the dream.
I remember the first time that I saw you. The image is vivid in my mind, it won't leave. It was 1994, you were conceived. And that smile on your face is like a reflection of me. Of what has come to pass, and also of what I can be. Of what I've become, and whatever I have been. But I hope this message gets to you, so in time you will see the future and your destiny. But then again, life has its consequences. I refuse to believe in coincidences. You see, before I wrote this shit, I had a revelation. I got God on my side. So count the blessings.
Melancholic. 'Cause I am never happy. But at least I can find some joy in real music. Chronic melancholic.
sorry. I don't want to be it. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I shall have to help everyone. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. I'm sorry. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world there's room for everyone. The good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful. But we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people, and so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, what to do, what to think, what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite.
A great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today, signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. 100 years later, the Negro is still languished in the corners of American society and finds himself in exile in his physical force with soul force. The marvelous new militancy which has engulfed the Negro community must not lead us to a distrust of all white people. For many of our white brothers, as evidenced by their presence here today, have come to realize that their destiny is part of our destiny.
Unexpected error. Copy that. Flight crew O2C, close and lock your visor and initiate O2 flow. That work.
Solar rocket booster cameras being activated. Sound suppression water system is being armed. Seconds handing off to Atlantis' computers at T-minus 31. T-minus 35. 33.
Hold at T-minus 31 seconds due to a failure.
And we have had a failure. Solar rocket booster nozzle steering check and work. Firing chain is armed. Go for main engine start. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Burning. 2, 1, 0, and liftoff. The final liftoff of Atlantis. The shoulders of the space shuttle. America will continue the dream. 0, and liftoff. The final liftoff of Atlantis. The shoulders of the space shuttle. America will continue the dream. Sound suppression water system is being armed. It's handing off to Atlantis' computers at T-minus 31. 33.
My war ain't civil if I'm loving it. It's like the people of my continent is loving it. Trumpets playing in governments. I'm forced to find solace in a major college, who will collar all my dollars for that very knowledge. I told my mom I stay away from that dope. Get good grades and stay grounded when I float. Cause I be learning the greatest things when I'm in a hot box. But those things will leave my body outlined by chalk. I cannot talk, I cannot walk, I cannot find solace in anything on this earth. I cannot talk, I cannot walk, I cannot find solace in anything on this earth tonight.
We used to look up in the sky and wonder at our place in the stars. Now we just look down and worry about our place in the dirt.
And I've been talking about the stars for like 2 months. And I've been hoping that it gets to you some way. And I've been fighting the littlest temptation to cuss up in these songs, but you gonna hear me today. I even thought about lighting a Venus flytrap and getting really, really high off the fumes. It's something about the trapping, it's something about the clapping, it's something about the smallest organelles and what they packing. What you packing? Are you packing a sunroof in a new Kia? Or are you sitting in the backseat, chugging on a carbonated 2-liter that got you thinking leading your country ain't gonna leave you with a nice Caesar? I think I'm way too light-skinned, I think I'm way too conscious. I think there's like 50 things that they will never abolish. So when I find that solace, I hope it heavies my wallet and deepens my pocket so I can be big, Christopher Wallace. Took me from my tribe, and the tribe started chanting, diamonds on me, diamonds on me, diamonds on me, dancing. I say I love you, but I really love feeling a void on my off season. It really gives me reason, it really gives me purpose. It would make my jaw drop if Bridget told me that she heard solace in you. I'm finding 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 solace in you.
Contemplation. Demain, à l'heure où blanchit la campagne, je partirai. Vois-tu, je sais que tu m'attends. J'irai par la